Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Hannah and this is Simple Fox Life. And basically I'm sitting right now in the Walmart parking lot near my house. I just finished grocery shopping, not at Walmart, across the street at Aldi. But so this is not like the most high-end video, and I know I keep looking off, but it's because like I'm used to videoing in a different way, different setup at home, so forgive me if I'm looking all over the place. And I'm also kind of just like keeping an eye on my surroundings. But anyway, the purpose of this video, it's so different than what I usually do, but this week, like the past week or so, I have not really shared a video, and it's just because life has happened, and I just haven't had the time to devote to doing a video that actually had like meaningful content, or what I thought needed to be like shared. And basically what started all of this is I like to help people, and a few people had mentioned like you should start a vlog, like you should do videos, and literally I mean a few people, not like a ton of people, a few. But for those of you who are watching and who do follow me and have subscribed, like I really appreciate it. But basically I do enjoy helping people. I like to share my experiences as a mom, not thinking that I have it all together, not thinking that my way is the best way and the only way, because that is far, far from the truth, and I am far from perfect. But if my experiences or what I do, or you know, things that we've been through or gone through, which has not been anything too crazy, but if anything that we've experienced or I've experienced as a mom can help you, like why not share it? But I have struggled the past few weeks just because life has been busy, and I have really wanted to make sure that I'm doing these videos out of the right place, like not out of wanting likes or shares or subscribers. Like that's not what this is about at all. But when I do get to a point where I just want to like do videos, and that's where my focus is, and it's not on my quiet time with the Lord, or my kids, or pouring into my marriage, then I just want to take a step back. And I know like I've made like 3 videos and you're probably like, okay, but making videos does take a lot of work and effort. I'm sorry, somebody was like driving by and it was just like kind of awkward. But it does take a lot of time and effort if you're going to do it and do it well. And when I start to be feeling like I'm consumed with it, I want to take that step back. So that's kind of what I did. And it was also Halloween. So this is the Sunday after Halloween. And last night we set up in our driveway, and we were able to share with some trick-or-treaters and hand out goodie bags, and we dressed up and the kids had a really fun time. But then this morning, my kids' temperatures were kind of up, and so I stayed home from church with them because my husband needed to go, that's fine, that's all great. But basically I'm struggling because of my personality and who I am. And I just felt like I needed to share it with you guys, because I try to be very transparent on all of my social media, especially on Facebook. I try to share and just be very real, because I don't want to portray some perfect life, because that's not what it is at all. Like, I'm saved by grace, and I'm very thankful for my Savior and everything that He's given me. And I do try really hard to strive to look at the positive, but on days that are hard and days that I fail as a mom, I try to share those as well, because I don't want people looking at me thinking like, oh yeah, well, Hannah literally has it all, or has it all together. I don't at all. But basically today I have just felt drained and down on myself, and I was planning to make a video about my grocery haul and to share it with you guys, and I just wasn't motivated because I was like, I don't have it together. Like, who cares? Like, who genuinely cares about that? And so I literally just had to like think about, do I want to do that video? I don't have the energy. I didn't feel like getting ready. I didn't want to take the time away from my family, because my kids, they're not like feeling bad, they don't feel well. And so that was just really like weighing on me. I just wasn't really super motivated to do a video on like a grocery haul or whatever, and I mean, I don't have a ton of people following me and stuff, so I know that's not like, it doesn't even really matter, but it does matter because it is a hobby and it's something that I do enjoy, and I do think it could maybe help some people. But I couldn't go to church today, and me and my husband, we work as a team, and so he had called me while he was at church and asked me a few things, and I was trying to help him over the phone, and I just felt like I wasn't doing a very good job at it. And then one of my really good friends had texted me asking if we were going to be at church because she was going to ask me to help her with something, and it was just like a small something. It wasn't like a make it or break it for our friendship, but when I couldn't be there for her, it dragged me down like so bad, almost broke me. Like, that's how much these things affect me. And as I was thinking about it, I was like, you know what, I'm going to share about it because it's all about my personality type, and I don't know how many of my people whoever's watching this is into the enneagram, but my enneagram type is a 2, and I'm a helper. So basically my life revolves around helping people, and there's so many aspects of my life where I see it, and it can be detrimental. Like, you think like, oh, you're a helper, that's great, and it is. But today I was looking on Instagram, and I follow a few enneagram like people. I don't know, this particular one that I looked at, I don't even remember what exactly that page is for, but it was like a descriptive of the 2. And one of the big things that stood out to me on that post, it literally said, you can't pour from an empty cup. And it hit me so hard because there's so many times in my life where I feel like I'm not poured into, and I can almost be mad at others around me for not pouring into me. And really, that's not the case at all. Many times it's that I'm not allowing myself to be poured into. And that is the downfall of my personality type, is that I can be prideful in that. I'm like, oh, I don't need help. I don't need a break. I don't need to take time for myself. I don't need self-care. And that's so hard. That's so bad. And today it affected me because I couldn't help my husband. I couldn't be there for my friend and my kids while I was taking care of them. I literally was just like kind of going through the motions today at home, because we're not usually home on Sunday. So I just was kind of letting them chill because they don't feel well, and that's okay. But in a way, I felt like I was failing them because I didn't have a whole bunch of activities or things going on, and it was just draining. I came to a point where I just felt so down on myself. I was like, you know what? I need to make a grocery list, and I need to go buy groceries for my family, because first of all, we need it to survive. Like, we were down to like the minimum, and I knew that productivity would seriously help me in my mood so much. So I put on a little bit of makeup because I was just not feeling it. I was just tired. I was looking and feeling tired. And then I got a list together, and I, went and grocery shopped. But as I was getting ready, the Lord was just like, share this. Because knowing and understanding your personality and who you are and what drives your decisions and what you do in life, especially as a wife and a mom, oh guys, it seriously has changed the way that I see myself in my marriage. My husband has been looking into his type, like we've been looking into it together and doing like a course to learn more, which it's a gospel-based course. It's so awesome. But we're doing that, and it is seriously transforming our communication, our marriage, just how we see each other, how we react, and respond to things, whether good or bad, especially the bad. Like, we still struggle. We are still far from perfect, but it has seriously helped us so much. But as I was getting ready, and as I was feeling so down and so drained, I kept going back to that little quote or that blurb on that Instagram post about 2s, where it said, you cannot pour from an empty cup. And I'm like, okay, Hannah, like, take a step back. Like, yes, you want to do these videos, but if it's going to take more out of you and it's not something that is going to fill you up and help you in these areas where you're feeling drained, like, it's not going to help me in my marriage by taking more time away from my husband or helping with the kids or being around the house, like, that's not it. And this right here is something quick and simple, because the kids, it's nap time and I went and got groceries. And so here I am just telling you guys that life is hard, and no matter what personality type you have, it's hard. Like, you know, even being a helper, it is so hard, because I want to pour into people all the time, and then I can almost grow bitter at times for feeling like, well, nobody's pouring into me. But a lot of times it's because I'm not taking a step back and allowing that to happen. So yeah, it's just, I'm trying to get to a healthy place, but it's really hard to, I'll say this as well, because I'm not trying to be too scattered or anything, but as I'm realizing that what I need is more self-care, or more margin in my life, or more saying no to things, it's hard too, because people don't always understand. And like, if I'm always doing helping, which is an okay thing, but it can almost be in the unhealthy, leaning towards the unhealthy side of my personality. So I'm doing helping people, and then when I suddenly am like, no, I'm sorry, I can't be there, or no, I'm going to take a step away from those responsibilities because I need to spend more time with my family. A lot of times I do feel heavily judged, and people pleasing is a big part of it too. You want to please others, you want to be there for them, you want them to know that you're reliable, you want them to know you're available to help at all costs. But in the healthy aspect of it, like, I need to lean more towards like, hey, I need to take a step back. And so it is so hard, because I'm fighting against myself on the inside when I take a step away for self-care, or I take a step away from some responsibilities. And sometimes I'm taking a step away where people don't understand, they don't agree with me. They're like, I don't think you should be stepping back from that. Like, that doesn't sound like that's a good idea. But sometimes I have to step back from like all of it. There have been days where I've just had to tell Robbie, like, hey, when you get home, I'm gonna go literally like shut myself in our room, and I'm just literally gonna like pray, and I just need to like brain dump and just think things through, because I don't know how I feel about anything right now. I feel drained, I feel overwhelmed, I feel overcome with everything that's going on in life. And he's like, okay, like he tries his best to understand me, and I know he really is trying, but it's hard. So I'm sharing this video today because I just want you to know that I want to bring meaningful content, and I am all about helping people, but I'm also not against sharing vulnerable things, because learning more about yourself as a person, and just like your inner being, and who God has formed you to be, like through your personality type and stuff, it can be life-changing. And even though I've already looked into it and I've made strides, it's still a work in progress. So I hope this makes sense, that I'm even posting it, that maybe y'all care. I don't know. But yeah, just, you know, just maybe look into it if you're like interested. If you've wondered about the enneagram, like, and you're just kind of like been questioning it, I highly recommend looking into it, maybe figuring out what type you are. If you're married, you know, if your spouse is into that kind of stuff. And it's been fun for me and Robbie. So he was like, no, I want to look into it. And I've also listened to some podcasts, and that really helped me decide, like, hey, let's look into this. I think it could be really like helpful. So anyway, all right guys, well, thanks for watching, thanks for listening.